Manish Sisodia orders private schools to admit EWS students. UK announces new post-study work visa route for international students. IIM Ahmedabad welcomes new PGP batches, witnesses rise in women students. NLSIU Bengaluru to reserve 25% seats for Karnataka domiciled students. Andhra Pradesh Cabinet to provide free laptops to students of classes 9 to 12. UP school teacher gets national award for using ICT for innovation in education. Report shows 95% children recall male role models as inspiration in STEM fields. Good afternoon and a warm welcome. You're watching Education News Network, where we get you the latest developments in education at the top of this hour. This is Nithya reporting from ENN, and the daily stories are: acting on the complaints of parents from economically weaker sections, that is EWS, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia on Wednesday said the private schools in the city will have to admit EWS students even if there are no general category admissions in the schools this year. Under the Right to Education Act, 25% of the seats in entry-level classes, that is nursery, kindergarten and class 1, in all private schools are reserved for students from the EWS or disadvantaged group. Private schools declare the seats to the Directorate of Education every year, and the Education Department conducts a draw of lots to allot EWS seats to the eligible students. Many parents have complained that private schools have denied admission to their children despite securing a seat under the EWS category. This is due to the practice under which schools admit one EWS student from the government's allotted list for every 3 general category students admitted by them. Many private schools have claimed to have little to no admission of students under the general category so far this year. The UK Home Office on Thursday formally announced its new post-study work visa for international students, which would offer overseas graduates from India and other destinations the option to apply for the right to stay in the country for job experiences at the end of their university courses. The graduate route visa, announced last year by UK Home Secretary Priti Patel, is now open for applications from this week and is expected to particularly benefit Indian students who are known to choose their degree courses based on the prospect of work experience. It is designed for international graduates who have been awarded their degree from a recognized UK university to stay on and look for work for at least 2 years. To apply under the new graduate route, international students must have completed an eligible course at a recognized UK higher education provider at an undergraduate or higher level, with a track record of compliance with the government's immigration requirements. Students on the route will be able to work or look for work after their studies for a maximum period of 2 years or 3 years for doctoral PhD students. The Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, has virtually announced the commencement of the 58th class of the 2-year postgraduate program in management and 22nd class of the postgraduate program in food and agribusiness management. This year, the institute has registered a total intake of 432 students, of which 385 students have joined the PGP program and 47 students joined the PGP FABM program. The PGP class comprises 72% of men and 28% of women. The average age of the PGP class is around 23 years, and 67% of the total students have been professionals with prior work experience. There has been an increase in the number of women joining in both the PGP and PGP FABM programs. Women comprise 28% of the total class size in the new PGP batch and 43% of the total number of students in the new PGP FABM batch, the numbers being 6% higher than 22% registered in the PGP class in 2020 and 9% higher than the 34% registered in the PGP FABM program in 2020 respectively. The National Law School of India University, that is NLSIU in Bengaluru, popular among the premier law institutions in the country, has decided to reserve 25% of its seats to students from Karnataka for the upcoming academic year 2021 to 2022. Introducing the same as a horizontal compartmentalized reservation for the first time, NLSIU has clarified that candidates who have studied for not less than 10 years in a recognized educational institution in Karnataka will be eligible to be considered as Karnataka students. The reservation is applicable to BA, LLB and LLM programs with an intake capacity of 120 and 50 seats respectively. As per its revised admission notification, NLSIU has asked candidates appearing for the Common Law Admission Test, that is CLAT, to update their reservation option while filling out applications to avail the reservation. The reservation, as noted by the Institute, is part of the NLSIU Inclusion and Expansion Plan 2021 to 2024, adopted by it to increase diversity of its students and facilitate greater access to marginalized and underprivileged sections of the society in a phased manner. Andhra Pradesh State Cabinet has taken several key decisions, including approval of the new Information Technology Policy and Food Processing Policy, both for 2021 to 2024, and to provide laptops for students starting in classes 9 to 12 in lieu of the cash incentives under Amma Modi and Vasati Divana schemes. Around 8,21,655 students from classes 9 to 12 and 1,10,779 beneficiaries of Vasati Divana have opted for a laptop instead of the cash incentive. The government will provide branded laptops from Lenovo, HP, Dell and Acer at a lower cost than in the market. The laptops come with dual processor, 4GB RAM, 500GB hard disk, 14-inch screen, Windows 10 and 3-year warranty. Firoz, an assistant teacher at primary school Chedawak in Bulandshahr, used technology to transform the way education is imparted in schools. There were just 150 students when I joined the school on October 23, 2007. In 13 years, the strength has increased to 800. That's because I started using technology in the classroom to make learning fun, he said. The biggest challenge was to make education interesting for them. I started using my mobile phone and tablet to teach them rhymes and realized that they shower great interest. As the attendance began to improve, I began using the audio-visual mode of communication to teach other subjects as well. Today, students don't want to miss any class, he said. Presently, there are 18 teachers, including 3 para-teachers, busy imparting quality education to students. Lalita Pradeep, the director of the State Institute of Educational Technology, UP, said, "Teachers with technological knowledge and application are an asset to the department. I congratulate Mr. Firoz Khan. He has really made the state proud. I am sure this will motivate other teachers to infuse more of ICT in education." As many as 95% of children, including girls, recall male role models as inspiration in STEM fields, highlighted a survey conducted by the EdTech company Avishkar. The survey, titled India's Future in Next Generation Tech and STEM, was conducted in June 2021 and revealed that 50% of parents feel that societal pressures are one of the main reasons behind the underrepresentation of women in STEM, while 42% feel that the parents' influence plays a role. As many as 30% of parents even feel that the work environment in our country in these fields is more suitable for males versus females. The survey was conducted with 5,000 parents and children respectively across Indian cities, including Delhi NCR, Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad and Cochin. It further highlighted the need for schools to implement hands-on learning and introduce children to the world of innovation and move away from rote learning techniques. As many as 53% of the parent respondents used the hands-on learning approach to keep up their children's interest levels in next-gen tech and STEM subjects. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Education News Network. For more such videos, do log on to our website, theENN.com, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Signing off, Nitya.